August, September, October, November, December. I'm counting how many months are left in the year. There are 5.
I see.
Happy first day of August.
Happy first day of August, Christine.
Wow, it's Leo season, right?
I think so. Yes. Yes. I
Well,
like Leo season.
yesterday, yeah, I do too. It's a little intense for me sometimes. I will say yesterday, we had a new moon in Leo, and so, I think I'm kind of sitting in that energy. This is not an astrological zodiac podcast, but sometimes I wish it were.
It does. It is a little sometimes. But
it was
between
for
all
a
the witches
while.
that listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, come
Remember
on.
we used to do horoscopes?
Yeah, I miss those days.
Yeah, we did geoscopes, man. I mean, we do those in the newsletter still if you're craving one of those. But we kind of dabble in all sorts of paranormal and supernatural and spiritual hullabaloo.
Hoopla. Yeah.
Hoopla.
You never hear hoopla anymore.
We should do a hoop and stick hoopla.
I don't. For those who aren't aren't watching, my pupils just dilated.
Yeah, I was afraid for a moment. Anyway, welcome to And That's What I Drank. This is the listeners episode, which means we read stories you submit. This month, we are going strong with our Patreon suggested topics. This month, Alexis, them, has selected the topic of Appalachia, which is one of my favorite topics in the world, especially now that I'm back in the Kentucky area. I just love Appalachian lore, and I have this very strong, internal pull to Appalachia. I think it's like a
past life thing,
maybe. Or see, this is also a past life podcast, guys. So I don't know how much we can touch on in one day.
It's everything but a finance podcast,
right? Everything but hard, cold facts that are helpful to you. But that's okay.
Correct me. Is Kentucky part of Appalachia? In my mind, as a Virginian, I know the left part of Virginia is, and then Tennessee. It goes into Tennessee. Okay.
So I'm not in Appalachia where I am, but it is about, if I drive, and I'm very close to West Virginia as well, so it's sort of within 2-hour drive, I would say, and then Tennessee below us also is part. So I'm close, but not in it right now.
It's so weird to have grown up in a state that is technically of that region, but I have no attachment to it. I mean, I think it's really cool.
To me,
but
I actually do have a this life attachment as well, because Blaze did a few rotations during his PA school, and he did a rotation in Harlan, Kentucky, Harlan County, which is one of the hardest hit with opioids and, an old mining community. And he worked on this trailer, and just, people would come in and out, and it was just he really had a cool time there. And now that we're back in Kentucky, it's kind of I just pretend I was there too. I wasn't, but he also didn't have phone service when he was there. I remember I was he's just kind of out in the boonies for real.
Well, it sounds cool.
Yeah, it was. It was cool. It was very interesting. But anyway, so now we have Appalachia Stories. Thanks to Alexis. Yeah.
Great. Do
you want to start this week? I feel like I started the last couple. Oh.
Yes. Oh.
Got my beverage.
Look what is happening here.
Yeah, just another Angry Orchard. My mini fridge is stock a block full, okay?
I know. I will. I was gonna say, isn't it? It's wild that this is. Hopefully, it's not. Hopefully, the last month that is this fucking hot.
Oh, well, that would be really nice, wouldn't it?
Back in the day, children. I feel like August was always the worst part of the summer, and then after that, it started cooling off real quick.
September
and nowadays,
was always chilled, and now no.
It was always chilly by October. September was that weird transition situation. And now I feel like the transition situation's fucking December sometimes. So
and then on Halloween, you're finally, at least it'll be warm on Halloween, and then it snows. And you're cool, never mind. I don't get anything nice anymore.
My first time doing anything wintry and Christmassy with Allison, it was also my first official Christmas in LA. Or December in LA. And I was oh, let's bundle up and go this place. And I wore I don't know why. I really thought that it was going to be cold at this place because we were driving an hour away. It said there was snow tubing and stuff. And I was oh, we've got to bundle up. And it was all indoor tubing, and it was 80 degrees.
Yeah.
I looked so stupid. The pictures of us look like we're real warm and cozy, and it's
You
because we
brought
were.
like hats to that place. I know that place. That's funny. I've
It
never
was
been there, but I know people who went. That's funny.
it was sweltering, and at
You
some point I
layered
was
up.
like, I have to put everything back.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Anyway, here's to hopefully it not being so miserable all the time, always. So, did you want me to do this
Sure.
story?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Hoy yoy yoy, Christine. Okay, this one says it's titled Eva and with exclamation points behind
Oh.
it. So let's see how this goes. Eva, this is Appalachia on the horn. Thank you. I love when people say on the horn. This is Jasmine, who uses they, she, love a double pronoun. And Jasmine says, Eva, this is Appalachia on the horn. I can't speak for all of Appalachia, but I was born and raised here. My name is Jasmine, and I've lived in the Asheville area my whole life. When Em had said people left their last bite for the Tommyknockers, well, I was shocked. I don't remember saying that. Great. I'm glad you
I was
do.
like, you said what now?
It was definitely when I
Is that a
covered the
euphemism?
Tommyknockers.
I was also shocked, everybody, okay?
I'm still shocked at
I'm
what I
currently
said.
shocked.
I had never heard of this before, but I also never eat the last bite. I guess because it's saved for the Tommyknockers.
Oh, interesting.
This got me thinking, was this some sort of ancestral habit to never eat the last bite? Well, it turns out that my family did, in fact, work in some coal mines, but the eating the last part, well, it turns out that that's just another one of my autistic traits. Oh, okay.
Well, I was about to say, actually, Blaze always leaves one bite unfinished. And
really?
now I'm like, well, maybe
Can't
that's
be
also
me.
ever since I met him. Now he kind of stops, but even growing up, his parents said he always left one bite on the plate, which is so strange. Maybe he has Appalachian past life history. He's probably listening to this like, Christine, seriously. Come on.
He's like, I'm Blaze. I just
like,
don't want to eat it.
Get it together.
He's just one of those people who can feel when he's full
They're
and then just
full,
stops
right.
eating when he's full.
That's insane.
I just gorge myself until I'm gonna
You know,
throw
Tommy
up.
knockers are gonna show up at your door.
Now I've experienced a lot of weird things, and boy, do I mean a lot. But this one takes the cake. I used to live way out in a very rural area deep in the mountains. There are lots of cow pastures and some empty fields every now and again. Well, my husband and I are driving home late at night, and as we come around a corner, our headlights shine right into a usually empty field. It most definitely was not empty that night. In the middle of this field was this giant beast-looking thing. The thing was taller than a tractor. Oh my god. But it was also hunched over, so this thing could have been taller. It was covered in white fur, but it was kind of super skinny but muscly at the same time, if that makes sense.
Ew, so like sinewy.
Oh, Christine with the words. It also had 3 fingers that were more like claws. And this mofo was chowing down on something.
Ew!
Because it was covered in blood.
Oh my god! And it was white fur covered in blood? What the fuck?
Then it looked straight at us, and we book it out of there around the next corner. Oh my god. I was 8 months pregnant with twins. And you wonder immediately if that thing can smell it, you know?
Yeah, it's like, extra vulnerable person. Here I come with my 3 fingers.
Ugh. I wanted to go home, but no, my husband wanted to make a loop and check it out again to confirm that's what he saw. But he finally convinces me to go back, and we make a loop. The thing is gone, but there are these 3 sets of massive eyes up in the woods at a very weird height.
What?
Needless to say, I avoid that road at night now, and I'm pretty sure it was a not deer, just because the vibe it gave me is the same as the not deer that I've experienced in the past.
I don't like that.
I just think this was a one not trying to hide from us. Ugh. There is never a shortage of weird things around here, though. From my mom saying wisps to my grandfather having a possible alien encounter to voices following my husband in the woods. All I know is to never go in the woods at night, and if you hear or see something, no, you didn't. At least not until you get home and can think about it. Yeah, because that's all you're going to do. Anyways, I hope this wasn't too long. You guys are amazing, and you guys really helped me through my postpartum. So,
oh, good. With your twins that are, I'm sure, healthy and happy and safe.
Keep being amazing from Jasmine, who's an Aries, by the way.
Oh boy, oh boy. Wow. What a, that is fucking terrible. Do you remember the not deer?
Yeah. I'm going to look up a picture.
Don't look it up. It's so scary. I'm going to look it up too.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it looks like a kind of uncanny valley deer, but like big as shit, right?
and it's like this kind of like creepily like it. Bleh. I don't
It
know.
looks like a moose deer.
It looks like it's like pretending to be a deer. Like it has like weird crooked antlers. I don't know.
Oh, yuck. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of like contorted out of branches or something.
Yeah, like it's ew, and then some of them standing on their hind legs. I don't like that.
Just absolutely. And
Hey,
then that
bye.
makes
This
me
is so scary. I'm looking at these scary pictures.
it almost looks like
I'm gonna
just
send
like
it to
how
the
we've
That's Why We Drink group chat to everybody, including Jack and Megan and everybody.
it kind of reminds me of like when the black-eyed kids were trying to act human. It's like an alien trying to act like an animal, but it doesn't know how to totally create a
Yeah, it's
deer.
like, oh, you know me. I'm just one of thousands of these deer things in your yard. Like,
It's like a
no.
rough draft of a deer.
Yeah, yeah. Look at
Yeah.
this picture I just sent the entire group with no comment.
They have to be used to us by now. Oh, for God's sake.
It's like a trail cam image.
Can you write in just saying
No.
hi?
I almost was gonna say hello, and then I was like, howdy.
Oh my God. That's terrifying. And also I like that your husband had to turn around to confirm it when it's like he's looking right at you. Both of you can be like, we saw
That's
that
true.
for
There's
sure.
two of you, and the twins were like, we saw that shit too.
They start
know?
kicking. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, get us out of here, dude. Dad, bad idea, Dad.
Back it up. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
trying to like, I just sent a smiley face emoticon. Oh, Megan sent a gif back of like, what the fuck? Okay, well, you guys look up Appalachian not deer, and then, you'll get into a rabbit hole. Well, I guess a not rabbit hole, but anyway.
okay, great.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we'll learn more about not deers eventually.
Okay, listen, I have been finally being a little more social nowadays now that Leona's in a longer school day and I have some more evenings off. And I always bring a bottle of wine with me. It's a nice thing to do, but it also ensures that I'll have wine wherever I arrive. You know what I mean? Like I'll show up and I'll be like, oh, I brought this wine. Sure, I'll open it. And it's like Naked Wines is one of my favorites. We have I've used them for years. It's been a while, but I'm back to using them. They are awesome. If you use our code DRINK, by the way, for both the code and password at nakedwines.com, you get 6 bottles for just $39.99. It's a very good deal. And then when I show up, I have this beautiful, hand-selected wine.
Yeah, Naked Wines brings you amazing wine straight from the winery at up to 60% less than what you'd pay in the store. And by cutting out extra costs like middlemen markups, winemakers can pass those savings on to you without skimping on the quality. So you get to have very, very yummy wine. And then you don't have to pay the full crazy price.
Now is the time to join the Naked Wines community. Head to nakedwines.com/drink, click enter voucher, and put in our code DRINK for both the code and password for 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99 with shipping included.
That's $100 off your first 6 bottles at nakedwines.com/drink and use the code and password DRINK for 6 bottles of wine for $39.99. As someone who has become just an avid dog walker in my community,
in your community, in your home.
and not only that, but in the heat of summer,
Yeah.
I have never realized how thirsty one person can truly be. We found Cure, the plant-based hydrating electrolyte drink mix with no added sugar, and it's a natural, delicious, and convenient way to keep you and your whole family hydrated without the artificial stuff.
I have a water bottle that is for my Cure, and I shake it up and it's perfect. And the other day I went to put some Cure in it, and then I was like, why does this smell like lemon lime? That's Blaze. And I was like, have you been using my bottle? He's like, that's my bottle. And I was like, this actually is not gonna this what are we gonna do? We're at an impasse. But that's how in demand these things are. Cure is an oral rehydration solution that follows the formula developed by the WHO, which was proven to hydrate as effectively as an IV drip.
Every single flavor is a 10 out of 10 for me. Hydration goes beyond just drinking water. It's about replenishing the electrolytes we lose through sweat, sleep, alcohol, and daily activities. And water alone isn't enough to do the job. That's why you need to try Cure, the electrolyte drink mix that tastes as amazing as it makes you feel.
And That's Why We Drink listeners, Cure is offering 20% off your first order. Stay hydrated and feel your best by visiting curehydration.com/drink and using promo code DRINK at checkout. That's curehydration.com/drink. Use code DRINK for 20% off your first order. Oh, good. Here's the next story. More not a deer. Are you serious right now? I literally just opened it. I hadn't seen the subject. This is from Anna, she, they. The subject is more not a deer. Hello. I've been listening to you lovely people for... Oh, Anna, she, they. Did I say that already? Thank you, Anna.
Also, we're really blazing past the synchronicity of that. That's crazy.
Well, I think Eva probably put them together.
No? Oh, I see.
Because it's an Appalachian legend. I think...
I guess so. Just what are the odds that
I
we
mean, it was
just
very
said?
weird.
I can't
No, it
wait to
was
learn more about it.
no, the timing was very weird. Actually, I will say for a second I thought it was the same sender sending another story. No, I'm serious. So I thought like, oh, more not deer. So I thought like, oh,
I
maybe
see.
it's just Jasmine again, but it's a different person. Very
Wild.
weird. With also a double pronoun. Okay. This is
What
a
is
fun
going on?
thing. I don't
Maybe
know. Are
maybe
you an
not
Aries
deer.
too, Anna? What's
Maybe
happening?
not deer are attracted to the non-binary
Oh,
folk.
that's not good for you, my friend.
I know, but maybe there's something like about my energy where they're like, "Oh, you're fucking weird like
Oh, so
us,"
you're
and
taking this as a compliment. Like, oh
yeah.
yeah, I'm vibing with these.
It's like
Okay,
how
go right ahead.
the gays have taken in Mothman. It's like maybe the not deer taken the non-binary specifically.
Sure.
Let's make it
You
a
can
thing.
have them. I'll take Mothman. You take that. All
Okay.
right. You take not deer. Good luck. Hello, I've been listening to you lovely people for years now, and I really wanted to put my 2 cents in about knotted deers. I've lived in Appalachia for almost my whole life. I lived in Louisiana when I wasn't a mountain dweller, still spooky, just a different type of spooky. Anyway, I can only speak for my little section of paradise. I know the original knotted deer writer was from Texas. Knotted deer is something we all know is out there, but we don't talk about it. And yet, until now, and Em and Christine are just idiots on a microphone,
Publicly on
blabbing
air.
just nonstop. Not a deer is something we all know is out there, but we don't talk about it. And yes, it's always deer, quote unquote. It's never a squirrel or a possum, just a deer.
Interesting.
I have goose cam.
Yeah.
It looks like a deer until you really and truly look at it. Then you suddenly realize you aren't looking at Bambi. It is, from my limited understanding, a wood spirit that shapeshifts when people are near.
Interesting. Well, I said they look
yeah.
contorted like they're made of branches.
Yeah. Oh, you did. And their antlers look almost like angular, like branches too. That's weird.
Weird.
Ooh, creepy. Oh gosh, I'm proving myself out now. Okay, I am a practicing satanic witch, and I have very little I don't fuck with. But when it comes to the things living in these mountains, I don't fuck with them. Okay, if a satanic witch is telling me, hey, let's not talk about these things, and here I am going on and on.
If someone's saying maybe, I don't know what you actually do, but satanic witch, the first thing in my mind is that you just regularly say hail Satan. But if you're if that's true and you're still like, I'm not fucking going in those woods.
Exactly.
I'm gonna sit with you on the couch. Whatever you want to do, I'm
I trust you about these things. Some things we just aren't meant to understand, parentheses, or make eye contact with. I am not a good writer. Well, I beg to differ, Anna. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Don't fuck with not a deer or anything else in the woods here. End of email.
Noted.
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
noted.
I'm in trouble.
That wasn't even a story. That was just a quick PSA. I think maybe as an Appalachian witch, they could tell that we were about to talk about the stuff.
Well, do you know what Eva knew? Eva knew we would go, what's a not a deer again? And then she was like, I guess I should find an email explaining to the two of them. Yeah, so thank you, Eva. That was actually a good foresight. And even though we thought it was a synchronicity, it was just you prepping us for the next thing. So
Perfect. All right, before I open this, what are the odds that this is another double pronoun?
Oh, I already looked at it.
Oh, did you? Okay. Damn.
By accident. I opened it and then I glanced at it and then I tried to forget it and I couldn't. So
I'm going to say there's no way there's a 3 for 3. I'm going to say no. Okay.
You're right.
I am. One of those
it's
single pronouns. Damn them. This is from Nikki, who's a she, her pronouns. Thank you for normalizing pronouns. And the subject line is just Appalachian spookiness. Love it. Okay. Nikki says, hey y'all, I've been listening for years. I've waited for a topic to send in something, and when I heard Em tell the stories of haunted coal mines and mention that they were thinking of doing an Appalachian based story, I thought now's my time. I know y'all have heard of Not a Deer. Girl, what's happening here? Okay,
we must have these were all but I'm like puzzling this out because these were all sent in like fall of 2022. So I assume we did we did some episode about, I remember the story. Remember, it was a person playing hide and seek in Texas in the woods. And then that thing kind of like stood up on its hind legs and it was like, it scared the shit out of us. And then we were like, what's not a deer? And then we went into this spiral about it. And so I think people started sending in stories then. When someone suggested the topic, Eva searched and like a bunch of them probably were from that time period. Does that make sense?
This is me
trying not to scare myself. I'm home alone. I don't want these not deer after me.
Appalachian Redemption episode. The Not a Deer Redemption
I'm so close to Appalachia.
Sidebar, can I tell you that do you know what just came out? Speaking of deer or not a deer? Have you
No.
heard of the Puniverse? No? Okay. So I'm just going to educate you some real
Oh, is
quick.
this the thing with the horror movie with the vagina with teeth?
You were half right, but the vagina is not correct.
Never
That
mind.
movie's called Teeth, by the way, and it's an excellent watch. There's no, there it is a horror movie. That's so odd that you kind of half guessed it. No, the Puniverse is, and if I'm butchering this, sorry everybody, but according to what my stepbrother has told me, this is the one thing we bond over. This is all we've got.
What is
He
it?
really likes horror movies. I really like horror movies, and so we'll watch them together. I only watch like really like gaudy, campy ones, and he was like, "I know just the fucking thing." I guess recently, Winnie the Pooh lo-
Oh, yes. I
lost
know
its
about
rights, and
this.
so now there's a horror movie. There were
You told
two.
Guess who told me about this?
Me.
M. Schultz on air.
Yeah, so there's two Winnie the Pooh themed horror movies called Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey and then Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. And
I seem to remember saying I never want to speak of this again.
cool. So now they're coming out with a universe, which they're calling the Puniverse, whereas different characters lose their rights, they're incorporating them into this like old nostalgia based
That's crazy.
childhood movies
That's
or
so
toys or
fucked
TV
up,
show
dude.
horror universe. And so the most recent one that came out in theaters, by the way, Bambi the Reckoning. And please just look it up. I want you to Google Bambi
I mean,
the
to
Reckoning.
be fair, Bambi deserves some fucking vengeance.
I'm pretty
Bambi
sure he's just
the-
going to be going after the hunter's family the whole time.
Oh my Christ. Okay,
I
I
know.
don't like horror movies, and this is why.
I will tell you, it is the campiest. Like, there's nothing scary about it. It's just awful. But
Really? I'm already
the
scared.
fun. No, that's
such
the
a
fun of it.
sucker.
If you ever need to like get high and like dare yourself to watch a horror movie, just watch Winnie the
How do you
Pooh,
know?
Blood and Honey.
Oh, you've already seen it. But I love Winnie the Pooh. I feel like I'm gonna get like disturbed. Like my childhood self is gonna get disturbed. I feel like I should watch one that hasn't already like kind of traumatized me.
Bambi the Reckoning.
Well, that one.
There's
maybe.
a Peter Pan one also. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
that's a bunch of kids. Yeah, I'll look at the IMDb. Actually, I'll watch Grace and Frankie. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Does that work?
Anyway, I'm very excited when I go home next. My stepbrother and I have Bambi the Reckoning on our radar.
Oh my god! I'm actually curious to hear how that goes.
And that's the closest to a not
I
deer
never want to hear about
have.
Blood and Honey again. So as long as we move on from that, I'm good.
I got a feeling Bambi will have his reckoning. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my god.
Okay. Anyway, back to this not deer.
I was gonna say, are we on yours still or mine?
Mine. We
Okay.
haven't even started mine. Poor
I don't
Nikki.
even know where I am.
I know y'all have heard of Not a Deer and other stories of creepy things that go bump in the night in these hills. It's kind of a well-known thing here that if you hear screaming or your name being called at night in the woods, you ignore it. Old timers.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's what I do. I mean, if I hear my name in the night, I'm like,
I would imagine it's like a mimic or something, right?
or like one of those wood spirits trying to lure you into the woods, a fairy.
I hate it.
I don't hear anything.
Old timers swear there are panthers in the mountains like the big
Mhm.
black ones you see on Animal Planet. There's never been proof, but I don't advise telling the old man up the holler because he'll tell you he's seen it with his own eyes and he's stubborn as a mule.
I believe him right now. Yeah, I tell you what.
I remember a time specifically when all my family was down at my granny's house one evening. My dad and his brother heard what they said sounded like something being hurt bad just over the hill. It was apparently a sound that made your blood run cold, and they were hell-bent on investigating.
Oh.
My granny looked up from whatever she was doing at the time and said, "Leave it alone." And my dad is a big softy, and he said he couldn't bear to think of something being hurt. But still, Granny said, "Johnny, leave it be." To make a long story short, they went to find it anyway and found nothing. I remember being scared to death when they walked away until they came back. They seemed baffled because the sound they heard was right there. Granny just shook her head like she knew they wouldn't find anything. My granny was a true Appalachian in every sense of the word. She ingrained certain things in me as a kid, such as don't walk over someone's grave, don't play with fire, or you'll piss the bed.
I didn't know that was a corollary. Okay.
Me either. And to get thicker hair, you cut it with the signs, among other things. With the signs. I'll have
Like
to learn
the-
about that.
Zodiac signs?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I cut it with a Scorpio. I don't know. She always seemed to know things that she shouldn't know. She definitely shouldn't know. As a child, I swore she was psychic, and maybe she was, but the things she taught me never seemed like anything out of the ordinary for her. Appalachian folk magic or not, it was how she lived and nothing special to her. She died when I was 15, but I feel her in my
Aw.
life all the time. She was a hellcat of a woman. That's what I want to be
Oh,
described as, a
a
hellcat.
hellcat. That's beautiful.
And I hope to be half the woman she was.
A
This is
hell
all
panther in those
hell,
damn woods.
a hell not dear.
Yeah.
Um, But if you want to hear the story of how my skeptic father swears he got paranormal confirmation that Granny and Grandpa were reunited, let me know. That's very sweet.
Absolutely.
If you're ever in West Virginia, holler at me. I feel like it's a play on words, but maybe they just say holler in both ways.
Right.
There's so many spooky things to see and do here, and there's also a mountaintop. I'd love Em to bring their ghost hunting equipment to. You're saying mountaintop, and I want you to hear
M's
yourself
not
say
going to
that
be on
again.
top of a mountain. Mountain
How
bottom, maybe.
does M get to the mountaintop, Nikki? That's what I want you to ask yourself.
Chairlift?
And
Nikki, explain yourself.
Nikki, after you know that answer, I'm gonna ask you another question. Does M get to the mountaintop?
Yeah. Does M really bring their ghost hunting equipment, or does Christine steal it in the night and bring it?
M can hand the equipment off to somebody else, and then they can go to the mountaintop. Especially after you just told me, oh, in the mountaintop, there's screaming that nobody knows of, and maybe it's a black panther.
And my grandma said, don't go up there.
Yeah. Nikki, you've got a lot of ideas. I think they're kind of bumping into each other, though.
I think you take after your grandpa or whoever was the one that went out to go look at the
if you'd like to give me equipment at the mountain bottom, I'll do that. I'll give that to you for sure. I'll pass that on. Until then, watch for deer, West Virginian love for you, Nikki.
I love West Virginia. I know you're a Virginia person, but I don't really know much about Virginia, but I love West Virginia. I just think it's like I don't know. There's just something so homey about it when I drive through it.
As someone who has a bit of a loyalty to East Virginia.
Right.
Good for you.
Yeah, I get it. It's just so beautiful. Anyway, I mean, I'm sure Virginia is too. I just haven't spent as much time there. Okay, this one is from Lauren. She. What's going on with my Appalachians? I love this. Okay.
I love this.
Let's see. Oops, I almost sent Lauren an email by accident. Whoops, what am I doing? That
Hi,
would have
Lauren.
been awkward. Hi. Whoopsie. The subject is orbs. All right. It says, hello, I'm listening to what? It doesn't say that. It's okay, Christine. I'm Lauren, currently living in Asheville, North Carolina, practicing Reiki and tattooing.
Oh, cool.
I've been listening to you silly little people talk for literally since the beginning.
Love it.
You sound like Leona. I've been listening to you for literally since the beginning. That's how she talks now.
Like since before Leona's beginning. So
right, exactly. Since
I was just in there covering my damn ears.
Oh my God, I don't blame you. I listened to your show through some really tough years of self-healing, and having these episodes to listen to every week has been such a constant in my life. I went to see your live show with my little sister a few years ago in Charlotte for her birthday. I've always wanted to write in a story, and specifically this one, but had never gotten around to it, or it never fit into a theme of yours for listener stories until now, when in the last episode, so this is again September 2022.
Cool.
In the last episode, can you believe that was almost 3 years ago?
I'm going to throw up, Christine.
It's sick. It's sick. Okay. Until now, when in the last episode, when you requested us to go crazy, I don't remember that, and talk about whatever we wanted. Okay. And we need to be more held accountable for what we say and do.
I feel like there should be like a running chart of like additional notes of what the hell happened.
Additional notes, what you did and what you said and what you...
My requests? Any requests? Promises.
Yeah,
I make a lot of those.
We do make a lot of those. Actually, I think for my mental health, maybe let's not ever touch on those again. Just
okay.
Yeah. I
can't promise anything.
We don't need to know. Christine, this one's for you since I know you love orbs. Do I? I guess I do.
Back then.
I sure did. I must have. Have you ever heard of the Brown Mountain Lights? I have. I've grown up, but I don't know much about them. I've grown up in North Carolina my entire life and had always heard inklings about them here and there growing up, but had never experienced them until maybe 3 or 4 years ago for the first time. These lights are called ghost lights and have been witnessed in and around the Linville Gorge and Brown Mountain since the year 1910, obviously well before drones, etc.
Perfect.
Some professors and students from my former college at Appalachian State University in the astronomy, sciences, and geology departments have even done studies on these lights, saying the lights are most often reported as small star-like dots of light of a brightness comparable to stars.
Oh.
Motion of lights has varied by reports from slow movements to almost firework type action. Some believe it is blue ghost fireflies, swamp methane flames, ball lightning, etc. I'm not sure what they
Oh,
are, but I honestly don't believe any of these theories and don't know if they will be explainable with the technology currently available to us. Ooh.
fair enough.
There was an episode about ghost lights on Unsolved Mysteries, but I don't know if it was specifically this one. It must have been the Brown Mountain Lights. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
The most well known place to see them is at Wiseman's View, which is surrounded by campgrounds that you can stay at any time of the year. I've camped and visited here maybe 5 to 6 times total and have seen the lights every time. Wow.
Wow.
I've seen these orbs move and interact with each other, fly high above the treetops, and then dive down extremely steep cliff sides. What the fuck? All while shining as bright as car headlights from hundreds of feet away across the Linville Gorge.
Yeesh.
Isn't that crazy? The most interesting time that I witnessed them was my first or second time visiting Wiseman's View, and I saw a red orb and a blue orb seem to chase each other in circles through the
Cute.
treetops at speeds that a person with a flashlight could not run at, especially given they were moving near a cliffside. The last time that I went to visit the ghost lights was August of 2021 with a group of my friends. One friend of mine that was on this trip with us is particularly communicative with different realms and energies, as am I. And was it the Satanic Witch? Because
Yeah.
you all in Appalachia have some gifts down there. One friend of mine was particularly communicative with the different realms and energies, as am I, and we had talked lots about energy movement and such prior to camping this night. We had set up all of our tents and decided to walk up to where the lookout was right before it got dark so that we could see the lights and hang out up there. We eventually saw some flicker on and off and moved pretty slowly that night, nothing crazy, until we started walking back toward our tents. My friend had to go pee and walked a bit off the trail behind the group of us as we kept walking. Just a few seconds later, they came running back to the group, out of breath, saying that they saw an orb in the woods. They described it as bright blue and glowing, a few feet from them, hovering about a foot off the ground, and only when they took a step towards it is when it dissipated. We walked briskly back to our tents after that and went to sleep with no other disturbances from the orbs. Thanks for all you do.
Mm.
P.S. If you're ever in the area and want a tattoo, I'd love to tat you up.
That'd be fun if
Sending
you got
all the best things your way, Lauren.
a tattoo of an orb. That'd be fun.
Well, I have been wanting to get a tattoo of a firefly, so
Have you really?
that does actually kind of track for me.
I there's something really freaky to me about saying that it's as bright as a car headlight, and then also for them to be getting as close as like a few feet away from you, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm always
The hundreds of feet away, I was like, okay, but like in front of you in the woods, it's like I don't like that.
as many people are, I'm very skeptical of orbs, but when it's almost like so in your face you can't deny it. I can't fucking
Right.
explain that. I don't know.
I feel
what
like
that is.
orb also is kind of a misleading term because we say like, oh, you see an orb in a picture, and a lot of times it's just a dust particle or something.
Mhm.
But an orb in a picture is different than seeing an orb in your
Like a flying ball
sight
of light
right in front of you. So I feel like they kind of get misnomer. It's like a misnomer. Um, yeah, that's interesting. I've never seen something like that.
Yeah, I can't even make a judgment call because in my mind I want to be like it's a firefly, but if it's
I
like
mean,
fucking
a
big and
blue
right in
light,
front of you,
you're right. And if you're someone who goes peeing in the woods regularly enough, like you'd know if it's a firefly, right? You know, that's when I'm like, these people know what they're seeing. That's why I feel like the Appalachian lore to me is so cool because it's like, oh,
Mhm.
they believe whether you believe it or not. It's like they're like, no, that's just how it is. You know, like
I
they
am very
truly believe it to their core.
jealous. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, no,
I was just gonna say I am very jealous of Appalachian culture and that there really is a whole culture around just like mystic creatures and like just getting to explore that. There's like so
like
many
the
other parts of the
mysterious.
world where it's just shut
Yeah,
off from reality.
I'm reading like Appalachian folklore. Is it Appalachian witchcraft? I think for beginners is a book I'm reading on Kindle, and it's really good. It's really well done and like very easy to absorb for
Mhm.
like an outsider, you know. But it is true. Like I feel like everything kind of connects, and I think it's cool because it's such a mishmash of cultures, and that's why it's so many different things like from pulled from different cultures that are all kind of melting pot into one,
Mhm.
which is cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super dope. I know nothing about it. I think that's also why it fascinates me because it's just like it's a whole world. It's a
Yeah.
mystical world that I know nothing about. So
Right. It does feel like kind of off the beaten path, you know.
yeah. All right.
Oh.
Let's see what's next. That was number 4. So this is my last one.
Okay.
So this is from Liz, she, her. Thank you for normalizing pronouns. And the subject line is Stepdad's Close Call on the Appalachian Trail.
Also, what do you think those orbs are? Aliens?
I was gonna say aliens because it feels a
Sorry, I
little
didn't mean to like cut in, but yeah,
it
I
feels a
forgot to
little
say that.
drony to me.
Doesn't
Like
it? Like the way they chase each other, I'm like, that feels like an intelligent something.
either like I don't wanna
Or interdimensional something.
I don't know how on board other people in Appalachia would be with this assessment, or maybe this is a common thing and I'm unaware
Mm,
of it. But part of me is like it's either high technology from another world or high technology from our world. Like maybe it's like a government thing. Not to get all conspiracy theory,
but
but like if
since
you're
1910, like I feel like wouldn't they
oh
have kind of moved on by now?
yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
In my mind, it was like just a new thing because I would think, oh well, it's in the woods. You can kind of get away with like some weird shit, especially in an area
That's
where
why I
everyone
think it's
already believes
aliens.
weird shit. I would say aliens
They're
then
probably
too.
like, this is a convenient spot for us to do a lot of testing because everyone's like, yep, there they are again.
I mean, if we found a planet and there was one little sub area that like was known to be weird and everyone just kind of like lived amongst it, it's like, well, yeah, that's where we're gonna go
Or,
first.
well, I think it's more. Well, I mean, maybe that's it. But my leaning was more that it's so rural, you barely see anybody. You know,
Mm,
it's like so desolate. Like it's just so empty and so just wild. I don't know.
yeah, I would say aliens.
Me too.
Okay, cool. Um, okay. Stepdad's close call on the Appalachian Trail. Listening to the AT episode. AT episode.
Oh, I was about to say Astonishing Legends, and I went, nope, that's not it.
Listening to the episode
Maybe
reminded
the
me.
last episode. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's a typo. Well, listening to an episode and reminded me of a story my stepdad told me some time ago. By the way, this is from Liz, in case I didn't say it. She told me that he told me some time ago, and I just now called him to double check the details. So here you go.
Ooh.
Being the dirty hippie from rural Virginia he is, hey!
Hey!
My stepdad, Steve, has spent a lot of time wandering around, almost certainly stoned, on the Virginia North Carolina portion.
Wandering around.
Oh my God, Christine, I'm such an idiot. AT, Appalachian Trail.
Oh. I was like ATWWD.
I know. I was like, did you forget a couple letters there, Liz?
Oh my lord. Okay.
I'm so my ego needs to calm down. Okay.
My ego needs to calm down.
Being the dirty hippie from rural Virginia, Steve has spent a lot of time wandering on the Virginia, North Carolina portion of the Appalachian Trail, or AT.
AT.
Back in the early 80s, he was way back in the holler hiking when he was approached by a through hiker coming the opposite way, presumably from one of the shelters.
Oh no.
They stopped and chatted for a little bit, and she asked him if he would be willing to drive her
No.
to the bus stop in town or withdraw cash from an ATM for her.
Okay.
I
No.
hope Steve said F and you. Don't
I
go near
doubt
that
it.
person.
He was stoned, remember?
Well, it says Steve thought the vibe was off and lied to her.
Okay. His vibe radar was working well. Got
I
it.
love it. Like he's stoned, but he's locked
I will
in.
say sometimes when I take a weed gummy, I'm like, my senses are heightened, and then I drop the glass of wine, and in places like they're not. But sometimes it feels like they're heightened. You know,
Maybe when you're stoned, you're more like suspicious. You're
I
just
feel
like,
like you get it. Well, you definitely get more
why?
paranoid, dude. So that
Yeah.
actually maybe tracks. He's just paranoid. He's like, "What do you want?" Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
strong.
Steve told her that he had to, telling her he had to pick up my then elementary aged step siblings from school. In retrospect, he thought the interaction was a little weird, but he was probably overreacting, and
Wait,
she
sorry.
was harm.
She had elementary school children. This lady.
Sorry, no. Basically, he said, "Oh, I can't do that for you. I'm going to go pick up my
Oh.
kids."
He said that as like the reason he can't.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Love that, by the way, when those kids get picked up from school, like their dad walking the big old dusty trail, stoned as a kite. Like he's just like, what's going on?
First of all, I love stoned as a kite instead of high as a kite. That's really good. Stoned as a kite, and he shows up at the elementary school, and they're like, "What in the fuck? Where have you been? Just wandering the trail again."
Just being stoned as a kite.
Man.
In retrospect, he thought the interaction was a little weird, but he was probably overreacting, and she was probably harmless. Wrong. He was watching the news a couple weeks later, and a special ran on a local woman who had fed her husband fiberglass in his dinner.
What?
killed him and then fled, and she still hadn't been found at this point. They showed a picture, and lo and behold, it was Steve's friend from the trail. I don't know if they ever found her, but I know Steve sure was glad he didn't stick around to help. Thank you for all you do. Oh,
Holy
what?
shit.
I mean, to know that this girl was either he was going to give her money or she was going to rob him. And it
Right.
sounds like she would have happily killed him on the trail.
I don't know. I mean, did she have fiberglass with her? But it's
you
at
know,
least he would have to be involved in some big
that's
crime
true.
case, right? Like if he drove her somewhere, he's suddenly implicated in all this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know what? That's
Steve.
amazing. Steve is like a good vibe detector,
All I'm hearing is it's good to be stoned as a kite because
That's
now you're
right.
going to
Finally, you get
the
it.
whatever strain he was on was the exact one you want where you're having a good time, but you have not lost your grasp
Your
of
wits are
reality.
about you.
Mm-hmm.
Your wits
Thank
are
you.
in, on, around, and about you.
Thank you for all you do. I've been a loyal listener since episode 2.
Oh!
Damn, not 1? Okay.
Okay, here's the thing about that. I
and
always wonder about episode 2 because I'm like, do you remember we released the first 3 episodes at the same time? So I'm always like,
yeah.
what does that mean? Like, does that mean like you started at episode 2 instead of listening to number 1? Or does that mean like the day
Maybe it means
number
like
4 came out that you were like, oh, they just released their next, I don't know.
in my mind, I always assume it's probably not right, but I always assume that they listened to episode 1, they were like, it's all right, but I'm going to give it another try. And on episode 2 they go,
Oh,
I'm
then they
locked
became
in.
a listener. Okay, maybe that's what that means. Okay, I never understood that. That is interesting.
It's my guess.
Huh.
Also, I like that episode 1 we needed a second.
Well, we
before.
all know that. I like if there's anything I can promise, it's that please don't listen to episode 1 as like the end all be all quality wise. Or 2 for that matter, but whatever.
Well, Liz says there are plenty more stories about her cousin's haunted house in West Virginia and a number of paranormal stories at UVA.
Wow.
And says love always. So thanks, Liz.
It's UVA's in Richmond, yeah?
It's in Charlottesville.
Excuse me. Oh, Charlottesville. Okay.
It's an hour further into the way I've always explained it is it's an hour more rural away than Richmond. Richmond's like its big city after Charlottesville.
Got it. Okay, so it's like outside of that. Okay, gotcha.
It gets further into farmland.
Okay. Wowza. Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. I did not expect. I should have, but I did not expect a true crime story in the mix.
I know. I loved it.
I know, and especially here's the other thing about the vibe check is like usually you'd hear it about a dude, right? Like, oh, a man's walking down the trail and like he seems suspicious, right? Because like, and I mean, most homicides, especially like a spousal homicide, is perpetrated by men. So to have this man walking down and a woman being like, "Hey, can I get a ride?" It's like you'd think that would be such a less threatening thing than like a random dude approaching a woman or a dude even approaching a dude. So I love that he was like, not today.
Not all
Vibes.
men. I'm just saying.
Not all men, right?
Not all men. Sometimes women. I'm just saying.
That's right. We can say that, and you can't.
I'm gonna throw up when I say it.
Not all men.
But no, that's a very astute point that like you would think especially as a guy who probably does not gauge his safety surroundings the way
right, like
that
he doesn't have
others do.
to necessarily. Exactly.
He would
And
have
so
probably only had a heightened moment if a man walked by. So he was really
Right.
like a prime target.
It's almost like you'd be like off your guard if, typically if like just a lady walks up to you. Wow,
Yeah.
that's wild. That's a good story.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, is this the last one then?
It
Does
is.
that mean that? Okay.
Yeah. So we are very lucky that we have now partnered with Magic Spoon, and
It's about time.
they had one request from us when we during this, and it was to go crazy. And
It says go crazy. What? I mean, it says that. So that's what we're going to do.
Magic Spoon makes high protein, zero sugar cereal and treats reinvented from your childhood, the nostalgia. I mean,
We
they
are
have
big cereal people, you and I.
just think of your childhood whimsy, your Saturday morning cereals, and
Yeah.
Magic Spoon's got it covered.
Any time of day, any time of night. Both are great on the go, pre or post workout, or as Em said, a midnight snack. And now they've got these high protein treats. They're crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. We don't need to be bringing milk on and bowls and a silverware in our car anymore.
I brought them to the dog park and made everyone taste them with me.
Oh my God, you're like a real life influencer out in the wild.
People were very, very impressed with the treats. So
Oh, good.
my favorite is marshmallow. They also have chocolate peanut butter. They have dark chocolate. They had a blueberry one.
Yeah, I feel like they're good for on the go, obviously. Pre or post workout, not relevant to me necessarily, but midnight snack, yes, I will be as soon as I think they just arrived on my door. I was telling Em I just got a notification that something arrived at my door. So that'll be a post recording snack for me.
Great. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/drink or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/drink for $5 off.
Okay, so we have a new sponsor that we're so excited about. It's
So jazzed.
Lola Blankets, crafted with ultra soft luxury vegan faux fur. You know those like blankets that you're like, it feels impossibly soft.
When you
and
go to the
stretchy.
store and you make everyone with you go, you say, touch that, touch it, touch it
this.
right now, touch it right now.
Yep.
It's
Where
better
do you
than
think
that.
we're going? Guess what? It's machine washable. Okay, people.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah, one Lola instantly elevates your space if that's something you matter about. It doesn't even matter to me, but it elevates how I feel about myself.
It elevates
because
my body as I'm laying under it.
it's also our go-to gift now. It's personal, beautiful,
It's a very
something
good gift
that people can use every day. It's literally called the #1 blanket, the world's #1 blanket. If you don't believe us, we're gonna put pictures here of us actually snuggling up in them. Look how cozy and cute we are. We're so
My God, look how elevated we look. And chic and sophisticated.
You are missing out if you don't get yourself a Lola blanket. They also make weighted blankets for calming therapeutic vibes. I mean, there's just no reason not to have one.
For a limited time, our listeners are getting a huge 35% off their entire order at lolablankets.com by using code DRINK at checkout. Just head to lolablankets.com and use code DRINK for 35% off.
After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. And wrap yourself in luxury with Lola blankets.
This is from Chloe. That's a cute name. She, her.
Love it.
Subject is Appalachin Haunting Story, parentheses. I love a long title. So does M when they have to read pamphlets from the 1500s. Appalachin Haunting Story, parentheses. The legend of the Creekfield Woman got too personal.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay, I was wondering if there would be a Bell Witch because she's Tennessee. And I was like, ooh, maybe the Bell Witch will come up. But instead, we're doing Creekfield Woman. I don't know who that is.
It feels like knockoff Bell Witch,
It
doesn't
does.
it?
It feels like her cousin or something. Yeah.
Like Great Value Bell Witch.
Don't fucking insult her until we find out who she is, dude. Like, she can
Fair
come
enough.
your way.
I take it back.
She can come your way. Hello to the ATWWD crew. I'm so excited. Emma Christine asked for Appalachin Stories in 2022 because I've got one for y'all. I grew up in a small, but does that not show you guys that like eventually we'll come to it? Because eventually Eva will be like, okay,
You just got to commit to the bit.
Yeah, you just got to commit and then we'll show up eventually.
Hold on tight.
I grew up in a small community deep in a valley of the Appalachian Mountains. The valley is well known for ghost sightings, and this made some people keep their distance. For example, I had a friend in high school that didn't like to visit my house because his dad said an invisible man screamed the word "hey" in his ear while he was hunting in the valley. So my friend was on edge whenever he would come over. Can you imagine hunting with your gun and then someone's like screams in your ear? Like, what are they like? That's fuck. That's a wood spirit, a wood nymph or
it's
something.
the moment your finger's on the trigger
Exactly.
and you're
Like
so gentle with it, and then hey, boom.
And then it's like a not deer standing in front of you. Ah! Okay. I grew up hearing stories like this, and I had my own run-in with an Appalachian legend. As a kid, my older brother would always scare the shit out of me by telling me the legend of the Creekfield Woman. For generations, people have said the Creekfield Woman haunts our little community and roams the valley at night. I don't like that she haunts your little community. I'd rather it be like a broad expanse, you know?
And roams the valley feels very lovely, and then all of a sudden I'm like, no, actually.
It's
like
almost like too cutesy. Yeah.
The wording is very floofy. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, roams the
Ew, it gives
valley.
me
And then I'm like,
goose
oh,
camp.
roams the valley?
Not in a spectral way, thank you. Okay. Let's see. She roams the valley at night. Yeah, roaming at night. No.
I'm out.
They say she can be found on the creek bank, also no, or walking up and down the trail where the railroad tracks used to be. Ooh, I have goosebumps. I spent many nights around a bonfire while people recounted their experiences with Mrs. Creekfield and other spirits. I'm getting like scared. I want to go to summer camp now.
Mrs. Creekfield sounds like the woman, like the scary person in a Goosebumps story. And
Yes!
at the end, you find out she's been dead for 40
She
years.
has a mask or something, you know?
Or the inverse is that all the kids are scared of her, and when they finally
and
break
she's
into
the
her
good
house,
guy.
they realize she's like she just wants to give
She's
you
like
candy.
a gentle,
Yeah.
soul. What? Who loves children? What's the what was that story? Do you remember that story where it was like the teacher who came to school as a kid's book as a substitute teacher, but really it was her? It's like a
Oh,
rhyming
yes.
book.
Wow, you
Yeah.
just pulled that out of my
I
stupid
like
brain.
sometimes I spot that at the bookstore and I'm like, I have a very like visceral memory of that, but I can never remember what it's called.
I would
And I
have
feel like it's
never remembered that if you
I
didn't
feel
say
like
that.
her name is Mrs. Creekfield, you know? Like
Yeah,
she's like
yeah.
a fake teacher that is teaching the kids a
Like
lesson, you know?
undercover boss. Yeah.
Undercover boss style, exactly. Mrs. Creekfield. Okay, so Bonfire, by the way, stories around a bonfire, there is nothing like more wonderful and scary about that, like
I
than that,
know.
because it's like your back is to the dark. Oh, I love it. Okay. When I was in high school, a group of my friends and I went Creekfield Woman hunting. Okay.
Girl.
That's your first mistake. Creekfield Woman hunting a
Yeah.
couple different times.
You can just say it in different words and just say, we were asking for it.
We were searching around. We sent out for Mrs. Creekfield. How about that? We sent out for her. This mostly involved us getting high and walking the. You and Steve. This is maybe this is why Appalachia and I just get along. I'm like, this is my vibe. Okay, getting high at the bonfire, wandering around, scared out of your mind, looking for Mrs. Creekfield.
It's literally
Beautiful.
just like taking a hit and taking a stroll, and that's it.
You know what, Em? That's beautiful. Thank you.
Appalachia.
Every now and then a murderer comes along, and I'm like, not today.
Yeah.
I'm not that stoned like a kite. This mostly involved us getting high and walking the creek bank at night, but unfortunately we never had any run-ins with Mrs. Creekfield this way. There are a couple different variations of the story, and you can find the other variations online and in books. Some say her husband killed her, some say she killed her husband and children. Oh, maybe it's this fiberglass story again, or like a repeat. I don't know.
Interesting.
But this is the legend that I grew up hearing. During the Civil War, when a group of soldiers reached the mountains of Virginia, they came across a small cabin, the only inhabitant being one lady, Mrs. Creekfield, who was waiting for her husband to return from the war.
Classic.
Mrs. Creekfield, yeah, very classic. Mrs. Creekfield was unfriendly and wary of the soldiers since there were rumors of soldiers robbing homes during the war. Angered by her stubbornness, legend says that those soldiers murdered Mrs. Creekfield when she would not give them what they wanted.
Ooh.
Skip to the fall of 2013, and that's not even in like an unreasonable story, you know, like with Bell Witch you get such like wild like stories about like what could have happened in real life, but like soldiers coming and killing an old lady is not like a shocking, it's not like an unbelievable
unfortunately
story. Unfortunately. Skip to the fall of 2013, where I'm living my life as a happy-go-lucky sophomore in high school. One night, I woke up to loud music playing in my bedroom. I frantically searched for the source of the music and was confused to see my Kindle was playing the song Gold on the Ceiling by the Black Keys. I know that song. This was odd to me because this was the first time I had learned that Kindles could even play music. I mean, this is the first I'm hearing of that.
Ugh.
Although it was weird, I didn't think much of it, so I turned my Kindle off. And by the way, my Kindle now in 2025 is like very basic. Like 2013, they like were
the height of technology.
Like they were very basic. Like they were like very simplistic. Like they were like you couldn't even buy books on a Kindle. You had to like send them to your Kindle from the internet. So it's like these things shouldn't be just like turning themselves on. You know what I mean?
I've never had a Kindle, so I never learned what it
they're
looks
like not
or
like
anything.
They're sort of like a tablet, but basically they're just made for most like just books mostly. Especially in 2013, I was like that was.
Well, I don't know if you were gonna say this, but it reminds me a lot of Michael. And
yes, I was thinking that when my iPad like opened Apple Music, it was also had a cover on it. Played Apple Music, and I kept screaming at Em, who was on the toilet. I was like, "Help!" And you were like, "Turn down the music." I was like, "It's not me." And then the song was something creepy, like through the door. Or, I don't know, something like really unsettling. That was also the first. I was like, I don't even have Apple Music. Like, I didn't buy that song. I don't know. It was weird. Okay,
that was a weird day.
It was weird. Yuck. Okay, so I turned my Kindle off and went back to bed. The next day, I was telling my brother, the very same brother that used to torment me about the Creekfield Woman, about this random Black Keys song playing in the middle of the night, even though I hadn't downloaded a music app onto my Kindle. I explained that the song hadn't started from the beginning, but it actually started playing from the chorus, which goes, "They want to get my gold on the ceiling." In absolute terror, my brother looked at me and said, "Are you fucking with me?" First of all, that is the scariest thing a person can say to you if you're telling them, "Hey, something weird happened."
Especially if it's your brother.
Especially if it's your brother. "Are you fucking with me?" He then proceeded to remind me that Mrs. Creekfield was murdered less than a mile from our house when she refused to tell the soldiers where she had hidden her gold.
Shut
People
up.
theorize it was in her ceiling.
Shut up.
Okay. Also, that was Chloe's line, and it says TM, TM, TM. So this is like Chloe's theory that it's hidden in the ceiling. I feel
Okay.
like it's a good theory, though.
It's a great theory.
I love the show, and thank you for asking for Appalachin Stories. I'm so grateful to have grown up in one of the most beautiful regions of the world. No matter where life takes me, I carry those mountains in my soul, and I'm always happy to share my childhood experiences with anyone who
Aw.
asks. That's how I feel, and I'm not from there. So it's like I need to back off. But I do feel this weird, like, home, I don't
Paul.
know, pull to it. Yeah, it's just like so beautiful. I don't know, something about that whole area,
That's
and
awesome.
coal mines and all that. Anyway, it's a hard place to live too. But
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
That was our last one.
Yes, we did it. It
Thank
only
you,
took us 3
everyone.
years to get to Appalachian Stories.
What the hell did we request recently that we won't get to until
Who knows?
2028, you know?
Amazing. Like, it'll be like, dystopian tales from the future. Here we are, sharing
Yeah.
them.
If we can make a request now, can you all reach out when the world is better? And then say we did it. That would be really nice.
Tell us, like, of something heartwarming. Yeah.
Yeah, when we get to the finish line of this hellscape we're in today. Other than that, thank everyone for all your stories and send them in all those years ago. But I appreciate everyone who has stuck with us on entire time, and you
Yeah.
finally get to hear your story told.
I know. And if that gives you any hope that we'll read it, I hope it does, because eventually we do get to them and we search certain keywords, or Eva does, in the inbox to find stories. So even if you sent it in, 8, 7, 6, 5 years ago or yesterday, who knows, so it'll still have a chance of being on the show. If you do want to submit a story, you can go to andthat'swhyyouDrink.com, and you can see all of our other fun stuff there and listen to us every Sunday.
And join us on Patreon if you would like to suggest a topic as well.
That's right.
And if you want a yappy hour, more bonus content, things like that. Yeah, thanks everyone. Go see Christine live whenever you go back. Don't you go back in August?
Yes.
So-
Deep breath. But thankfully it's driving distance, because it's just Indianapolis and Detroit that I'm home. So
Cool.
no
Okay.
more time changes. Well, one time change, but that's it.
Yay. Okay. Well,
Yay.
everyone go see Christine, read some reviews, and
go see M giving out snacks at the dog park.
Come to the dog
apparently.
park if you want to see me.
M's just like social butterfly of the dog park now.
If you want to see me and the stupid dog yell at each other, it's a lot of him barking at me and me barking at him. So,
if only I could see it.
And
That's
why
we
drink.
look out for not-a-deers.